All right, let's bring in Jack Brewer, a former NFL player and the CEO of the Brewer Foundation. Jack, good morning to you. So 200 executive orders coming down starting at around noon today. America is certainly entering a new era. What does this era mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, momentum is very hard to stop when your offenses continue to make big plays. And so President Trump is making big plays. And it's so exciting for the American people to have a winning spirit again. And I think that's what it's all about. When he says he's restoring the American dream, that's exactly what he means. He's not just talking about Americans that already have seen prosperity. He's talking about those families that are reaching for prosperity. He's talking about the young Americans, which we won the young vote for Donald Trump. Believing in this country again. And I think that's what's so important. The issues that we're facing are systematic and they're deep and they run very deep. And I think these executive orders are going to go right at the heart of that to make sure that it's not just for the short term, but being able to have a long-term plan for American prosperity so that we can keep that winning culture in our country.
Let's broaden this out to the inauguration on the whole. What's the significance to you, Jack, of the inauguration falling on MLK Day?
Man, it's it's humbling. It's humbling as a Black American, as a man who works for the underserved. It means so much. I was just with Dr. Alveda King, and we were speaking about this. And to have it on this day, when this nation has gone through so much, we've had so much divisiveness, for us to have a president that's been so unifying, bringing in, African American voters, record Hispanic voters, winning 46% of the vote, winning almost 40% of the Asian American vote. You're talking about this is the most unified that our nation has ever been. Races and colors are coming together again in our nation. And you just think, just 4 or 5 years ago, you had more racial tension and divide than we've seen really in a lifetime for many Americans. And so to have President Trump represent a new Republican Party that is bringing together all of America is something that should excite us all, especially on MLK Day, a day that's so historic. It means so much, not just to America, but to the hope of the world. And it really is a time that we should all celebrate.
Yeah, and on speaking to the importance of today, Donald Trump is supposed to sign executive actions making public the remaining records related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother RFK, and Martin Luther King Jr. So we'll learn a little bit more about the assassinations of those great men. Jack, you've been in Washington, D.C. this week for so many different events related to today. Tell us a little bit about what it's like there right now. Who is there? Who's excited? What are they saying to you? And what are their hopes for over the next 4 years?
I've had the chance. I've seen more children. I've seen more kids between the ages of 8 and 14 than I've ever seen at political events. I mean, these kids are understanding what this historic moment really means. That's what's been so special for me. I got a chance to spend time with veterans. We raised enough money to build 3 custom homes for veterans, sitting right next to, our new nominated Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. It's just been incredible to see all the Americans rally together. Brooke Rollins, a farm girl from Texas, now being nominated to lead our Department of Agriculture. You have people like Scott Turner, played in the National Football League, that's been in the community helping the most underserved all his entire life, and now he's the Secretary of HUD. We have to remember that we have a dynamic cabinet, right? Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. We know all these popular names, but if you dig in to the Americans, like Sean Duffy, who's going to lead transportation. I mean, I've seen all these folks. Pam Bondi, who's going to lead the Attorney General's office. Pam has committed her life to the underserved and to being the voice of the voiceless. And so this country is really on the rebound. We have a lot to be excited about. So many women in the cabinet, so many people of color in the cabinet. And it truly is a reflection of the United States. And you feel it in every event that you walk into.
It is a historic day, to say the least. Jack, thank you so much for joining us.
God bless you.
God bless you, too. All right, major news here.